Food, water, energy. They're not just essentials, they're targets. This week, senior leaders from the USDA, DOGE, DHS and Department of Defence gathered to confront a rising threat: foreign ownership of US farmland, some of it dangerously close to military bases. Former Army Major, Fox host of course, and now Secretary of Defence Pete Hegseth is helping spearhead the push to treat food security as homeland security. Eric Bowling sat down with him to talk China, land, legacy, and why defending America's soil now means starting with the soil itself. Check it out.
Secretary of Defense. I also like to say, my friend, good to see you. Pete, this is really, really good. We're an event here. We're doing a whole show special on, it's going on today at the USDA. How is the Defense Department involved in this? I know we're going to have a little bit of presentation in a minute, but just tell us how the defense got involved.
Well, first of all, thanks for all the great work you do for going on offense and defense for us and fighting the fight. It means a lot, and we appreciate it. This event today, I mean, food security, water security, energy security is national security. And the fact that, I'll probably say this today, but you have a Department of Homeland Security that actually cares about Homeland Security. You have a Department of Justice that actually cares about justice. You have a Department of Defense here who looks around at our military installations and says, what's around them? Who could have nefarious intentions about that? Today happens to be about farmland, which is one portion of it. Who owns it? Where are they from? What are their intentions? What do they have access to? And so when we're looking at reliable food sources, reliable water sources, reliable energy sources for our installations and basing, whether at CONUS or around the world, that's a priority for the Secretary of Defense and the Department of Defense. So when Brooke Rollins, the Secretary of Agriculture, called and said, we're doing this, I said, I'll be there no matter what, and the Defense Department is part of the planning and making sure we focus on it.
It's amazing. I got that flyer Brooke sent in, and I was like, wow, this makes so much sense. You have ag, which food security, obviously the number one issue, defense, Christine on DHS, and Bonnie, Attorney General. It makes it's so logical why it hasn't ever been done.
Well, because we haven't actually put America first before. And that's what President Trump does and reminds us of. We're here for citizens of the country who deserve a government that represents them and protects them, that looks around the corner at what the threats might be, doesn't care about what the chattering class in Washington says, what the folks here say. What do Americans care about? And they want to know that our military is capable and willing to defend the homeland. I mean, think about it. We didn't defend the homeland at all. The Homeland Security Director facilitated an invasion. The Defense Department did nothing. It's the opposite now, and that's because of the President's leadership.
There is a massive concern by a lot of people, MAGA certainly, and others, everyone should be, every American should be concerned about the Chinese purchasing farmland, specifically volumes of farmland, and then, even more relevant to you, sir, farmland near military base.
Yeah.
What do we do with this stuff?
Well, that's what this is meant to get at, is to evaluate, understand, look at intentions, look at who's buying it, how much land are they buying, why are they buying, why is this person buying? It just happens to be around all these military installations. If we're not looking at it, that'll happen underneath our noses. So this is something I think a lot of us have talked about for years, seen developing, but the government's never been focused on. We are now, and this event is meant to showcase that this will be a priority.
You know, you bring up a very important point. There's a lot of things, you know, we're former colleagues, and a lot of things we talk about on conservative side of the media spectrum. You're on the inside. Were we far off?
Sometimes we're a little off, but mostly over the target. Over the target on the big stuff. There are moments when an event's going on and I realize, man, when I was talking on that TV, I was probably way off in those moments because you're having to speculate for later, right? That's so we can get in the business. There's breaking news happening, what's happening, what might be happening, but that's understandable and totally forgivable. But on the big muscle movements of what the country should be paying attention to, I think your instincts, my instincts, those that love the country, are usually right there. And the question is, do you then have the courage when you're in that stance to actually do it? Because this town is built to deter doers from doing the right thing because they want the status quo to perpetuate. So that's all it takes to move down.
You are doers, you do a great job. You're doing just a crushing job. You guys are doing amazing. Thanks. So, we get the Chinese, we get them in order. The other issue is, are private entities buying out to which I'll tell you what's a big concern for a lot of folks, the death tax. So a farmer owns this very valuable piece of land, that maybe turns profit fees his family very well since to get to college, but upon the death of the owner, sometimes they can't afford the taxes to get it down to the next level. Of your thoughts?
One big beautiful bill. I mean, the president helped address that reality, generational wealth, but also if you are cash poor and land rich and you don't have any options, then who sweeps in to buy that? And it creates opportunity, generational opportunity that overturns what Americans might want to be investing in their own soil and their own land. And it's, again, something that may not have political payoff, but that's not what it's about. It's about protecting.
I know you got to go, but last question very quick. I promise. Very quickly. If the Chinese spy balloon entered the United States airspace in Minnesota, how long would it take for the Defense Department to knock it down? Would it take a whole week like it did with Joe?
I know, because I trained there at Camp Ripley in northern Minnesota. There's got to be a fighter jet up there capable of interdicting it immediately. So it would be a matter of minutes, I would imagine, hours if we're off our game, but not days like that. I mean, they wanted to hide it. They wanted to allow it. If not for
it took a week.
Well, if not for what the news media exposed, they wouldn't have done anything about it. They wanted to allow this like a pickup. They were exposed. We just take the exact opposite. You try and understand that too, that they'll be quiet but strong, and an action will be taken.
Very good. So much talk. Pete, I know you're busy. I need her, Mr. Secretary. Appreciate your
Call me whatever you want.